The Canadian housing market is absolutely collapsing, and if you don't believe me, then watch this video. So first of all, let's just get into this staggering loss, and of course, it includes a fire which broke out in the basement of this house. So this is sold for a staggering 62% loss. It was a power of sale. So a fire broke out in the basement. Not suspicious, of course, with all these fires that keep happening. Shazzy put on X, I don't know who took the hit, the owners, the insurance, or the lenders, but this is a big one. So yeah, this was bought for nearly $2 million back in 2022, and it's just been sold here for $727,000. Absolutely insane. And then the condo market is absolutely crazy right now. Table Salt puts on X, breaking, Toronto condo market in serious trouble. 22,000 unsold condos in the GTA and another 7,000 on MLS Urbanation reports. Sales, just 177. So the condo market is falling apart. But the thing that people don't realize about this is the fact that when you look at the condo market, all of those buildings that are being built right now, they're being finished and people can't complete. I mean, I saw Ron Butler was talking about a 30% failure rate on closings.
We're seeing situations where there's up to 30% failure rate amongst closings. That is to say, people who bought pre-construction simply tell the developer they can't close.
Well, if they can't sell those or they're selling them at a massive loss, these buildings were built during massive inflation, remember, and somebody is going to be taking a huge hit. You're going to be seeing developers go bankrupt, and you're going to be seeing more and more banks take losses on these huge commercial real estate loans, because that's what they are. They come under the category of commercial real estate loans, even though they're for residential, but it's condo towers, so it's slightly different. Then you take a look at this on Shazzy as well. Even new developers are just absolutely putting homes on fire sale right now. So the original price was 1.65 million, and now the price is 1.099 million. Don't you love how they always make it look like this house isn't 3 feet away from the next house next to it? That's if you're lucky. Might be 1 feet soon. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. This is a 33% discount, and these sort of homes were going for $2 million back in the peak of the bubble. So just think about how much prices have actually declined, and think about how purchasing power has just completely declined as well. And then Red Pill Rick also put 27% loss in 3 years. What crash? And this is it. There is a crash that's happening in certain areas of the country in real estate, and the mainstream media is still saying that Canada isn't in a recession. The reality is that Canada is heading into a depression, and guess what? Its economy is based upon this real estate Ponzi scheme that is collapsing in all the big major bubbles, and that is what is really a point here. Foch put on X this report from TD, which says that basically the slowing population is going to equal lower rents, and I've been saying this for a long time. And you can also see a weakening jobs market spells more trouble for the condo market, and they're basically showing the jobs reports compared to last year, and we know a lot of the jobs last year were fake. I mean, they are not real. They're mostly government jobs. I mean, it's just an absolute facade. I mean, I was looking into the shadow stats, inflation data for real wages versus the actual CPI, and the CPI was saying, get this, since 2019, your purchasing power has dropped 0.27%, but with shadow stats, it was 40%. So which is correct? Which is more correct there? Is it 40%? Or are you basically just scratched, like you didn't lose any purchasing power at all? And if it's 40%, then yeah, add that to all these losses that we've been discussing here. So it's absolutely crazy. GTA sees slowest new condo sales in over 30 years. Construction collapses, and you've still got many more units that are coming to the market. And once again, billions and billions of dollars in loans written by the big five Canadian banks. These loans are in jeopardy right now, considering what's going on. And most people are pointing to the condo condo market, they know it's getting really bad, but they don't want to talk about how this reflects really bad on the banks and developers are going to be going bankrupt because they were extremely leveraged. I mean, Table Salt's already pointed out the similarities to China, just as I have in previous videos. So the GTA posted 533 new condo sales last quarter, representing a 62% year-over-year decline and landing sales at the lowest quarterly total since 1995. Now, as you know, most condo sales are going to investors, so we have to explore, well, what is the investment potential for these shitbox units that they're bringing to the market, because nobody wants to buy a 300 square foot condo. But before we do that, I just want to highlight this post, because outside in the rural parts of Alberta, you've got people taking losses as well. And this is just in 1 year, from 1.375 million to 1.1 million. That's a 20% loss. And don't get me wrong, this is a way nicer house than those box houses in Mississauga that are going for over $1 million. But still, it's just showing you how the economy is imploding. You can't even compare the two places because they're so different when it comes to their economy. So let's get into those rents right now. And Calgary's one-bedroom rent is down 10%. So again, think about that 40% number here since 2020. I mean, it's just absolutely insane. Let's say inflation was around 5-10%. We know it's higher than that. Property taxes are rising faster than inflation. Condo fees are up. So if you've got a one-bedroom condo, your condo fees went up 10%. Let's say your property tax is up 7%. So all your expenses are going up, but your rents just dropped 10%. So are you likely to invest more into condos, or are you likely to say, yeah, this was a investment and I'm going to take my loss? Well, the reality is most people are too emotional to even do that. They will just bleed and bleed and bleed until they have to declare bankruptcy rather than just admit the loss and take it, which is absolutely insane. And then we covered this before, but the average asking rents were down for the 6th straight month. And again, this is weighing heavily on investors because they don't want to invest in this type of environment. And what people don't understand is, as I've said many times in the past, rents can adjust and they can go beyond people's income growth. But eventually it's going to correct back down because it's robbing Peter to pay Paul. If you're getting a tenant in who's paying 50% of their income, you're a idiot, because what is that going to mean if they lose their job? But landlords don't think about this. You know, they would rather just jack up the rent and not realize that their renter is a big risk for them. And you're just going to see it more and more, and especially in places like Ontario where it's really hard to get people out. Another thing that's going on is commercial mortgage-backed securities. The delinquency rate is up now at financial crisis levels. So again, all these gyrations that we've seen in the market, it is not over. It is far from over. This party is just getting started in terms of the financial and economic collapse that is going to happen. There's going to be empty shells within the next 3 to 6 months in the US. It's going to be a complete disaster because how are companies going to earn money? So people might be saying, oh, this is great negotiation. Trump is an excellent negotiator. Well, it doesn't matter, because even if these tariffs all go away, ships can't teleport themselves to the United States. So there's going to be a big supply shock, and it's going to affect Canada. It's going to affect the world. When the United States sneezes, the whole world catches a cold, and that's what's going to happen. So this loss is just absolutely insane. Let me know in the comments what you think of that. Do you think the fire's a little bit suspicious? What are they trying to do there? I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd highly recommend that you check out this video here. Please do. And then if you're looking for a VPN to protect your privacy and you also want to help out this channel, then get ExpressVPN, link in the description below, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Thanks for watching.